Property Assist understand that business owners are rapidly expanding their rental portfolios and property managers simply can't handle everything on their own. Property Assist are now offering outsourcing in Western Australia, New South Wales, South Australia and Queensland, and can help your team with all their ingoing reports, outgoing final bond inspections, routine inspections, 360 tours, home opens and inventory reports. Find them on your socials. I have just done a presentation on LinkedIn, and it still blows my mind that there are so many real estate agents, property managers not using LinkedIn correctly or not using it all. And what that means for the few people that are using it is that it's very easy for us to stand out because it's not a saturated market. Like Instagram's saturated, Facebook's saturated, but no one seems to be on TikTok. I'm sorry, on TikTok, oh my God, on LinkedIn. And I think what the reason is that it's actually quite a boring platform. Like, it's not a platform that you would doom scroll on. You are more likely to do that on TikTok or Instagram or even Facebook. And so we don't naturally gravitate to it. And I hope that's the only reason, because I hope people don't think that it's complicated, because it's actually a really simple platform. So the presentation that I have just done this weekend at the IGT conference was about LinkedIn, and I shared 4 reasons why I choose LinkedIn as my preferred platform for social media. And the reasons why it brings me in the business. So if someone asks me, how much business value has LinkedIn brought my business? I would say to you, it would easily be in the vicinity of 5 million, as in that is how much extra the business has grown, the value, because of the referral partners and my clients on LinkedIn. Like, that's a really, really big number. And I feel like it's such a missed opportunity. So I am going to give you my reasons for using LinkedIn. And I stress to everyone to make sure you reach out. If you're not using LinkedIn and you need extra support, feel free to reach out to me, or just invest some time into actually looking into the platform and posting and connecting. It's really simple and it shouldn't be ignored. So I'm going to share some facts on LinkedIn because I think these are super interesting. So LinkedIn is 277% more effective for lead generation than Facebook, and it has over 950 million users globally, making it the largest professional network worldwide. That stat in itself is absolutely the first reason why you should be on LinkedIn. But what LinkedIn's about is it's about community and creating community. And to be honest, you can do that on any platform, create your communities. The reason why I think LinkedIn is successful is because people are on there with the right mindset. And you also find that that is where the decision makers are going to be as well. So that is the first reason why I think LinkedIn shouldn't be overlooked. The second reason is that LinkedIn posts with a personal story or perspective receive 2 to 3 times more engagement than generic or promotional posts. So that's talking about the opinions and the thoughts on topics. And what I love about LinkedIn and using LinkedIn for sharing opinions on articles you've read or changes in legislation is because it's a lot more of a respected platform to have those conversations. You might not go and do those conversations on platforms like TikTok because you'll end up, on a current affair or some ABC News. But on LinkedIn, it's pretty safe, and people are more educated and have a bit more of a respect when it comes to open conversations. Like, I've had people on LinkedIn not agree with something that I've said, and it's been absolutely fine because they just comment to share their opinion, and I comment back to say thanks for sharing your thoughts. Like, it's great to hear others. So I think opinions in real estate are so important. That is how we stand out as experts in our industry, and the place to put those opinions is 100% LinkedIn. The third reason, or the third factor I'm going to share with you, is that studies have shown that 84% of users say that growing their LinkedIn network has helped them build stronger professional relationships. So, I want to talk about maintaining your warm leads and finding your cold leads. So, maintaining warm leads is about when a new client calls you up, making sure that you connect with them on LinkedIn. When you send out your intro email to new clients, you are inviting them to connect with you on LinkedIn and you're sharing the link for your profile. It is about allowing your clients to see you in their own time. So if you think about it, if you send newsletters all the time, you're sort of forcing them to read a newsletter in, the time that suits you to send it. So quite often people could just delete it. But when they're on LinkedIn, they're doing it because they're ready to scroll and have a look and have that time to really process what they see. So making sure that you're showing up on those platforms when they are in that relaxed state is really, really important. Now, the other way of using LinkedIn is for cold leads. So cold leads is when we're looking for who we think could be our client, and we're using the search bar of LinkedIn to find them. What's great with LinkedIn is that you can search on industry and location and schools. It's so much easier, and you can't really do that on any other platform. So on LinkedIn, you go to the search bar and you put in who you want to connect with. So for example, if I'm looking for people in a local area, I'm going to connect with and search for the local schools. So I'll put in ABC College if that's the main school in my area, and I'm going to connect with anyone that has either gone to school, currently at school, or currently employed or previously employed at that school, because it's going to show up on their history. Now, those people that work or have previously worked at that school or previously gone to that school are more likely to be living in that area. So that is why connecting with them is great. Or they actually might be more likely to have friends and family in that area if they have moved out. So that's a really great way of searching people in your local area. The other one I like to do is just searching the local council. So just putting in your LGA and then having a look at who has previously worked there and who currently works there. Not only are you connecting with people that have an involvement in your suburb, but you're also hoping that they might have some really cool content and they might have some really great information of things that are happening in that community that you're able to share and pass on to your clients. So there's sort of the reasons why I like to connect with them. So that is how we maintain the warm leads and we find the cold leads. It's so easy to do on LinkedIn. And the fourth reason that I would use, actually, this isn't a reason for using, but just like the fourth fact for LinkedIn, is that content shared by employees has double the engagement compared to company posts, demonstrating the power of personal connections. So what I take from that is that you can have a company page and you've got your personal page. I personally have both. And I do continue to grow both, but I would say that my company page is not really a big drama. Like if I lost it tomorrow and didn't use it, I wouldn't be that worried. It's definitely the personal page that you need. The only thing that I would do is say that if you really wanted to have your company page, maybe just make a decision if you're going to post or not post, as opposed to only posting like every 6 months or very ad hoc. It would be better off not posting at all, but having the page. And then when you are posting, you can always tag your business tag your company page into it. But otherwise, always just make sure that you've got your personal page, because that is what it's about with the connecting. I've got a couple of tips now that I want to go through with you for LinkedIn, which I think are really cool to explore. And the first tip that I've got is LinkedIn Local. Now, I've just discovered this. LinkedIn Local is a page that you can create on LinkedIn where you can connect with your local community. So think about it as it's like a BNI that you're creating in your local suburb. There are guidelines that you've got to follow. You do have to use their logo. And I would suggest that if you're going to have a look at this, that you do go check out LinkedIn Local website. I think it might even be linkedinlocal.com. And you just have a look at the guidelines before you're doing it. But I have set that up for my local area, and I will be doing coffee meetups every 2 months for my LinkedIn connections in my area. And I have just taught this at my presentation this weekend. So you're going to see this coming up a lot more. It's a great alternative to a BNI. You're in control of it. You can do some really cool community stuff. You could advertise each other's businesses. But what a great way to actually really connect in person with that local community. I mean, I'm also thinking that I can't wait to connect with local trades just to make it a lot easier for even for work. So I'm really excited to see that where that goes. I've only just started it. So that's LinkedIn Local. So Google that and go check it out. The other tip that I would share to you, and this is coming with the opinion and controversial piece, and where you can actually find topics to talk about would be about, would be the website ABC News Real Estate Industry. So if you just Google ABC News Real Estate Industry, you're going to come up with all the latest media releases on what's happening in the real estate industry. Now, I would just go through that and I would start finding something that you've got an interest in, and I would be sharing that on LinkedIn, and I'd be writing your thoughts and your comments, whether it's good, like agreed with it or not agreed with it. I just think it's just such an important part that we're missing in our content, and I would love to see us really providing that opinion to our landlords. So I can't wait to see more of that. So that is a little bit of a summary about my thoughts on LinkedIn, why I use it, and a few little tips. And I highly recommend that you get on board because it is taking a while for everyone to get used to it. And I just can't stress enough how good LinkedIn has been to me with new business, and more important, retaining clients and creating those relationships. So highly recommend you get on board. If you've got any questions on LinkedIn, you know where to find me, and look forward to seeing you guys pop up soon.
On Tap Plumbing and Gas covers all Perth areas from Mandurah to Two Rocks and has a team of plumbing, drainage and hot water experts. They have an amazing reputation for their excellent service and quality workmanship on time, every time, and it is easy to see why they are a favourite to many Perth property managers. Whether you just need some friendly advice or an obligation-free quote, look no further than On Tap Plumbing and Gas.